a shorter week. And let's get Adam back in here. Adam, what's the latest on Christian Watson?
Well, how about this, Laura? They take him to the hospital after he suffers a chest injury on Sunday against the Broncos. They discharge him from the hospital in time to fly home with the team. And after being in the hospital on Sunday night, he was back at practice today, albeit in a limited fashion. And he thinks he should be good to go Saturday night against the Bears. Here's the rest of the did not practice list. A lot of notable names in question for Saturday night. Josh Jacobs, Evan Romaduzzi, Luther Burden. No practice today for any of them, but it certainly sounds like in a short week that the teams are saving some of these players and then hoping to get some of them back for a big showdown Saturday night in Chicago.
Yeah, it makes sense. The ESPN Analytics looks at this game as the one that has the most leverage for any division race this week. The winner would have their chance to win the NFC North climb up over 75%, while the losers' odds drop below 15%, and they fall to the NFC 7 seed entering the next week. That's just how impactful it is. Field, what are you expecting from the Packers defense without Micah Parsons?
If your name isn't Micah Parsons, you get paid to rush the passer. You better be better at your job this weekend, Laura. Look over the past 6 games. Micah Parsons has been unbelievable, worth every dollar he has made from Green Bay this year. Over the last 6 games, though, Micah Parsons by himself has one fewer pressure than every other Packers defensive player. He has one more sack than the rest of the team. He has 12 quarterback hits, or had. The rest of the team had 19. It has been just the Micah Parsons one-man wrecking crew over these past 6 games. The entire defense is getting after quarterbacks to begin the season. So Jeff Hafley, understanding he does not have Micah Parsons, that Packers defensive coordinator, this might be a week where you're going to try to find a way to confuse Caleb Williams by bringing pressure. But good luck with that great offensive line in Chicago and some of those good right-after-catch playmakers.
Yeah, Parsons was such a defensive force for the Packers. He was double-teamed on 38% of his pass rushes this season, the highest.
The guys who eat soup know something. Let's go back to I remember when the season began, when they made the trade for Micah Parsons. Dan Orlovsky said, if I'm Jordan Love, I feel free. I'm flinging it all over the place because he'll erase a mistake or two. Suddenly we don't have that. So we're asking Jordan Love to be mistake-free and to be spectacular. You can count on one hand the number of quarterbacks that can do that in the NFL. Is he ready for that?
Sure, well, he has to be, right? I mean, and I think it's important. I think you will see a different Jordan Love. You'll see a different Green Bay Packer team this week than what you saw post Micah getting injured last week. But that's a shock. Absolutely. You see a guy like that get hurt, you go in the huddle, you're like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Micah just went in the locker. And you kind of get into this funk where all of a sudden you're on the scoreboard watching things. We just need to get out of this game and get to the next one. I think you'll see Jordan Love get it. I do. And I think you will see people raise up and raise their level of play and say, hey, look, we still are the Green Bay Packers. They're paying me a lot of money, that being Jordan Love, to kind of lead this football team. And I think you'll see a couple of those back foot, fadeaway type throws. You'll be sitting there going, dang, there he is. That's the guy that they paid because he has no other choice.
It's important also to understand that the rest of the players that are replacing him were great players in their own right. So the idea that they're stepping in like, man, what are we going to do? No, this is my opportunity.
Absolutely.
We're going to see an incredible effort from that defense this week. Can they sustain it? Is it sustainable? We'll find out. But I know that defense, when it happens in the course of a game, it's a shell shock. When you go back home and you read and hear everyone saying, how are you going to survive without Micah Parsons? It's a real easy motivator for them that week up into that game. Like, you think that he's the only guy here that can change games? I can. We'll see what happens.
That's literally what LaFleur and all those coaches are saying behind it.
Yeah, and like Van Ness is a first-round pick. He hasn't been able to stay on the field. Right. And then you've got other guys, Sean Gary, first-round pick. Like, you guys got value.
Make no mistake, too, about the Packers. Because we started off with what the Bears need to go be physical. The one thing the Packers did is they limited the explosive run of Ben Johnson and the Bears last time they played. Yeah. I'm not knocking Micah Parsons. He plays defense. He's not like he's not a manimal against the run. Like that's not what you really fear from him. So they forced Chicago to kind of play left-handed a little bit by not allowing. That's going to be if I'm the Packers, as much as we're worried about the pass rush, let's stop the big play in the run game. Don't let the two-headed monster in the backfield take over, because at least then we're forcing Caleb Williams to beat us. That if if I'm the Packers,
2 weeks ago they did it.
Right.
They had no rushes over 9 yards.
That's what I'm going to go back to. Because again, pass rush matters, closing those games, but I ain't going to let them go beat me physically. Like, I'm going to stack boxes. I'm going to force Caleb Williams to go make the 7. And if he does, tip of the cap, man. Sometimes you get outplayed. That's what it is.
I don't know if these things are based on halftime adjustments and all that. I've heard people say, I've heard your buddy Peyton Manning say, halftime adjustments are overrated. We go and eat oranges and keep going. But if you watched, that's what he said. I saw the shirt. It popped up on my reel. But the point I'm making made me forget. Came on his laughing at me. Oh, no. The point I'm making is that game was 2 halves. Right? If the game just 2 weeks ago, when teams play each other this close together, you remember the game.
Sure.
In the first half, I don't think Caleb Williams completed a pass. Literally.
Right.
I think he had almost no. And then the second half, whatever it is they did differently, I don't know if they figured something out. Whatever it was, the Bears looked like the better team in the second half.
Right. They came up one play short, really.
Oh, no doubt. Look, games are long, man. It's 3.5 hours out there. You go through a lot of emotional swings during the course of the game, and then you kind of settle in. Second half, I always felt better in the second half.
Yeah.
Because you just kind of lock in, you settle in, you know what you're doing. You just kind of know the snap count, you know how the receivers run, you know what the backs feel like when you hit them. It's just it's a whole different game.
Maybe it's the offensive perspective, but far be it for me to disagree with Peyton Manning. But once we do a first half, we know what you think of us now. We know how you're trying to attack us. We know that you think that our linebacker can't cover. We know that you think that the left side of our D-line is a little weak. We know that you think that we bite on play action. And then we go into the second half all right, we're not going to run cover 3 anymore because obviously you guys are doing play action comebacks. We're going to roll to that side. We do adjust. I don't know what Jeff and them was doing either.
Can I tell you a funny story real quick, though? I mean, I'll try and do this real fast. Nobody made defensive coordinators question themselves more than Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah.
So trust me, he may not have been making a lot of adjustments, but at the places I was, we had 2 different game plans. We would take one. If these were the 2 game plans, the one we used in the first half, we'd be like, put that in the trash. Because Peyton already knows that one. We better go to this one. That dude, it may be simple to him, wasn't simple.
I was going to say the reason the Bills beat the Patriots is because of second half, the halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
Whether switching from single high to 2 high, all this stuff. So I do think when it comes to the Packers, though, you need Jordan Love to have that Joe Burrow of I want it all on me. And it seems unfair, but these are the moments. We know he is talented. We know he is capable. It's just putting it on tape when the moment arises. And this is a huge moment.
And then obviously the Bills also had Josh Allen. And then the question becomes, seriously, is someone ready to be that? Is one of these 2 quarterbacks, are we going to wake up Sunday morning, we'll do Sunday NFL Countdown, and we'll be looking back on the game. Are we going to be talking about Jordan Love or, dare I say, Caleb Williams?
30,000. You mentioned it. They hosted an NFC Championship game. They had Jay Cutler. They went against Aaron Rodgers. It's the biggest game that this rivalry's had in 15 years. This one rivals that because if they can beat the Packers, they can put a nice 2.5 game lead over them. They could be hosting a playoff game in 2 weeks.
For sure. I mean, the winner is going to be in the 2 seed, and the loser is going to be fighting for their lives to make the playoffs at all.